Not looking good. Oh, here we go. All right, it says we're streaming, so let's try this again, guys. Let's see, just now.
Enjoy your segments in Albany, New York.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Here we go.
Man, I'm a frequent participant.
Oh, thank you.
In Bill and Rookie show out
Thanks
at
for
Green
watching.
Bay.
Okay.
All right, guys, I think we might be back up and running here. We were gone for a moment. Yeah, everything's the weather is hampering our live stream a little bit. Let's see what we got.
See Mr. Murphy down here by chance? Sometimes he gets down the field.
No, I haven't
Thank you
seen
for
him.
getting me on field.
Oh.
Spot here.
All right, we're back. Hi, Josh. Hi, Matt. They say we're here. Thank you. So yes, we're having some issues with the weather, so we're gonna try to expedite this. Excuse me, a little bit. I don't know where we left you guys. Audio, no video. It says, oh goodness gracious.
Oh, good. So they could hear everything we're saying that we were saying. That's great.
If you can see us and you can hear us, let us know. Your feedback is very helpful because I am the one monitoring the feed right now. I see us. Hopefully you can hear us. So Chet says go Pack Go from Pennsylvania. Hello. Tammy is from frozen northern Wisconsin. It's just about frozen here, I would say. Not quite yet. It's thawing out a little bit. Let's see what we got. Matt wants to know what's up with the new tackle. Is he on the active roster? He is. He's up. Oh no, he's not.
No, he's not on the 53.
No, but so he is technically on the reserve.
Yeah.
Veteran.
They get an
list.
they get an exemption
Yes.
for I think a week. We don't know exactly how long. It is supposed to. When I looked at the weather app a little earlier, I think starting at it was either noon or 1. There was a 100% chance of snow here. So this is a true weather game.
It is, and that could be one of the big factors in the game.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, like as we were saying, listen, it's the NFL. Anyone has any chance of doing anything, but certainly the Packers are the favorites in this game today. Could the weather play a factor in how they perform? Possibly. You'd think that the Packers being from the frozen tundra
This should be their weather.
Exactly. They should be used to this type of thing, but they haven't been home very recently in the ugly weather.
Did they practice outside at all this week? They must have done some
I
team
think
drills.
so,
Yeah.
So, yes, it's getting a little chilly. All right. So, I don't know what you heard, what you didn't hear, but we did talk a little bit about Jay Sternberger being active, the 4th tight end. They haven't had 4 active tight ends in a pretty long time. They had Evan Bayless up, I think. Was it like week 3 in Denver?
Yeah, and he was not getting snaps from on offense, which, I mean, if you had to bet right now, you got to bet Sternberger's going to get at least a few snaps on offense besides whatever he'll do on special teams.
Yes. So something to keep an eye on what they end up doing with all the tight ends and just in general what they end up doing with the offense.
How they going to spread the ball around?
Yeah.
How's this going to be different? How can they get the ball to Aaron Jones in the passing game more than they have the last 3? I thought that was a staggering stat when I looked after the game. The last 3 games, 1 catch for the guy. That was mind-blowing to see that.
Right, we've talked about all season, what is this team's offensive identity? And honestly, I'm not sure if they really have one yet, and it's week 12 now, so they're getting close to the wire. We're getting close to the end here, and I think maybe their identity is Aaron Jones, maybe?
It's, he's their best guy.
Yeah.
It was for that 4-week stretch where Adams was out, their identity was spread the ball around, get it out fast, quick rhythm offense, quarterback making quick decisions, and get the ball to 33. That was basically the offense for those 4 games. That's the best they've looked. Now, they're also playing lesser defenses in those games, so it gets tougher when you play San Francisco, for instance, but not where you only score 8 points in a game tougher.
Yeah, no, that's mind-blowing. So along those lines, Brian asks, when are the Packers and Packers fans going to see more of number 45, fullback Danny Vitale? He, earlier in the season, had a couple bigger plays he made. I remember that, I believe week 3 against Denver, he made some 20-yard over-the-shoulder catch. That was pretty impressive. Out of the backfield, or even spread out wide, he has that ability to be a pass catcher, and the Packers just haven't used him in that capacity yet. I wonder, as we were saying earlier, along those lines, take some more risks with the personnel, do some things that are a little bit less predictable. Maybe today is the time to test him out and see more of what he can bring.
In his own way, I don't want to overstate the case, but in his own way, he's a tough matchup because he's, you bring him in more as a blocker. He'll be covered by linebackers. He runs in the low 4.7s, which is plenty fast enough. Might even been in the 4.6s, which is plenty fast enough. He's just not. He's a tight end, except that he's not 6'4".
Sure.
He's 6'1.5" or whatever he is.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got Craig saying that it should be a big game for Jamal Williams. I was watching something over the shoulder of somebody else on the airplane. I think it was NFL Network, and they were doing some fantasy stuff, saying that Jamal Williams is the sleeper pick for the Packers if you're going to start a guy or pick up a guy in today's game. And he had a pretty decent week last week, especially through the air. I don't remember exactly how many passes, but he was one of the leading receivers on the team last week, which isn't really saying a whole lot in that game and the offensive production that they had, but he has been an option for when he's out on the field. That being said, if any of the offensive, if Matt LaFleur's listening to the show, which surely he's not.
He must be.
He must be. He's going to want to put Aaron Jones on the field a lot more than he did. I think we saw a lot of Jamal Williams last week.
We did, and Williams has the makeup of a bad weather back. He's a more power guy. And with Aaron Jones, I'm very much in the camp of, yeah, he's their best. He's so important to him. In fact, he's so important to him, he's too injury prone to get 30 touches a game. I think even 25. Once they get in the playoffs, then you just ride him. And if they have a must-win game, you ride him. But I'm only getting him the ball in his hands 20 times a game if I'm the Packers, just because it doesn't do you any good to have a good record and play well and then lose him in December because of an injury.
All right, guys, the rain is picking up, and I'm a little nervous about our gear, so we're going to wrap it up very shortly. Pete, we always end these with our predictions.
We do.
I would be lying to you if I said I remember exactly what my prediction was. So if you remember, I'll have you go first.
I think yours was 31-21 Packers.
Not that high scoring.
No.
I think I might have said, I think it was sub 30 for the Packers, and I think I had the Giants scoring 17 or 16 points.
I can't remember mine either. Maybe I was 31-21. It was either 31. It was a 10-point difference, I think. So it was either 31-21 or 27-17, somewhere in that vicinity. I think we all had the Packers by double digits, everybody on staff.
Yes, I certainly did, and I think this is going to be a slick game. It's going to be lots of running the ball, and that is, in theory, what the Packers are good at doing, or what they want to be good at doing.
That is correct.
Is getting the getting the run game going early on and establishing passing game off of the run game. We'll see if they're able to do that today at MetLife Stadium.
Yep.
Looking to rebound after an abysmal loss last week.
It'll all happen right behind us there.
Yes, it will.
Warm-ups. We saw Jamal Williams playing catch with fans, throwing the ball into the stands. Yes. I was wondering what happened if a kid caught the ball and just took off.
Hey, I'm sure it's happened.
But they're good fans. They were actually, it looked like everybody was having a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, yep, good environment so far.
Yep.
We'll see you guys after the game as well to wrap it up. We'll see if we're outside or not. We'll see how bad the weather is, but we'll certainly be with you guys to wrap it up. Make sure you're heading on over to PackersNews.com for all of your Packers coverage. Follow us on social media for lots of updates